What is a super? I just wrote this joke a few days ago. What is a superhero without a villain? Answer: an alcoholic in divorce court. What do I mean by this? What I mean by this is we have relationships. Sometimes our relationships aren't necessarily real. They are there to hold our lives together. Sometimes there's some neurotic dynamic going on in our lives and we are attracted to people who will abuse us. When I was 18 years old, for example, and there's a plethora of ways this can play out, as you well know, I'm sure. When I was 18 years old, I went to a fundamentalist church, and the pastor was very militant. He was a dictator, and he tried to control virtually every aspect of my life, including my sexuality. And I realized later on, as I grew up, which is quite an interesting concept by itself because it doesn't happen a whole lot. Nonetheless, as I grew up and learned, I realized I was in that relationship at that church simply because I was reenacting my relationship with my father. My father was gone and these people were doing the same thing, and it played into some weakness. And we do not want this. We want our relationships to be authentic. We want our relationships to be real. There's a verse in the Bible, I believe it says, let your yes be yes and your nay be nay, your no be no. What this means essentially is, in terms of relationships, let your relationships be real or not real. Not some friggin' metaphor to sustain you in a very neurotic way. How do we make our relationships authentic? Four aspects. Firstly, we discover love. Love is not an emotion. Sometimes we experience emotions in terms of the actual dynamic of love, but it's like the cherry on top of the cake. Love is not an emotion. It is light, it is healing, it is humility, and love sees all things. Secondly, we embrace it with humility, which I just kind of stated. Love without humility is like water without wet. Humility is possibly the most important dynamic you can embrace in this lifetime. Do not overlook it. Three, things are seen. Obviously, if there's light, we see things. And fourthly, things change. Change is a beautiful thing. Most people's lives are going around the same circle again and again and again. Right? The same relationships. They're not 10 years old now, they're 7 years old, and they have their own houses now or whatever. But the spiritual aspect of the relationship has not changed. Going around and around in circles. Bad idea. How do we change? How do we grow up and learn? How do we make life a learning experience? We change through love. We change through patience. If you have not patience, you are in big trouble, because the fact of the matter is change takes time and hard work. I think that's one of the reasons why we love the movie Rocky so much, because we can live vicariously through Rocky. He did all the hard work. We can say he's great. Therefore, vicariously we're doing the hard work, and we don't have to do it. So we change through love. We change through patience. We change through relationships. Look at your relationships. Look at everyone in your life as an opportunity to learn and grow. Everybody is there for a reason. Everybody has something to offer you in terms of becoming who you're supposed to become. And we change through self-acceptance. If you do not accept yourself, then you will not be able to accept the bad aspects in your life. It's not good enough just to love the good parts of our life. We've got to love the bad parts. And paradoxically, ironically, that allows us to resolve the bad parts. If you're not loving them, it's like having a dog and treating it badly. It's going to bite you eventually. And so will your bad parts, the bad aspects of your life. So we discover love, we embrace it with humility, things are seen, and we change through love, patience, relationship, and self-acceptance. This is a lifelong process. Some relationships will fall away as you become less and less neurotic, less and less codependent. Some will blossom. And you got to be prepared to accept whatever is given you. Because if you go on an authentic path, what is left will be authentic. And it will be good. And it will be wholesome. And you just got to trust that. Neil Young said this: Sooner or later, it all gets real. Pursue truth, pursue love, which is reality, and watch things become real. This is the Love Guru. Have a good day.